Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Sorry for running slightly later than planned. I'm glad to be joined by David Kasumu. We'll start with Catherine Hanna from BBC Radio Leeds.
Very good afternoon, David. First time we've spoken to you since your new deal was announced earlier in the week. How does that feel to have that security for the next few years?
Yeah, it feels good, you know. It's a place where obviously I've been for now 2 seasons, and it's somewhere I want to be long term, you know. I believe in the project here, and I believe that this club can go far places, and I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of the journey. So yeah, I'm happy to be here and continue my journey here.
You've been through quite a lot since you arrived from MK Dons. Do you feel like you've changed much as a player over those few years?
I feel like, yeah, it's been a roller coaster time since I've been here, you know, with the relegation and things. But when I look back at it, I feel like I have progressed from when I first joined till now. Obviously, there's still loads more to come from me at this level, and hopefully at the level above, which is the aim for us to be at. So yeah, I feel like from coming here as a boy, and obviously I'm 25 now, so I'm now one of the senior players coming into it, sort of thing. So yeah, I feel like I have progressed, and like I said, there's still more to come from me, and yeah.
Where do you think there's more to come?
I feel like obviously just in terms of becoming more of a leader on the pitch, off the pitch, you know, helping even now the younger players than me, you know, helping them through things. And obviously there's a lot of senior players in the change room that have helped me, so I can take what I've learnt from them and help the younger ones, and obviously bringing more consistency on the pitch as well. So yeah, there's loads of room for improvement.
One of the quotes from Michael Duff on you signing a new contract was him talking about you taking on that additional responsibility. In terms of bringing through the younger players, is that something that comes naturally to you, or something that you maybe feel like you have to work on a little bit?
I feel like it's somewhere I can improve, you know, because obviously when I was at MK, I was one of the younger players, and then joining here, when I first joined, I was one of the younger players again. So I've naturally just always been part of the younger players of the group. So it's something that is a first time to me, but obviously, like I said, like I'm ready to become more of a leader on and off the pitch, you know, and just help others, and obviously improve my game as well, and just learn from everyone.
Can you give us any examples of sort of what that looks like in terms of how you might be able to help some of the younger ones? I
feel like even just off the pitch as well, like someone like Tom, who's at his younger age of his career, you know, 18, 19 years old, just speaking to him and things like that. And obviously I'm still at the start really of my career, you know, I still have a long way to go, but just literally just pulling him and speaking to him about certain things and giving him advice on some things, the same way like someone like Hoggy would do for me, sort of thing. So it's a similar thing really. So yeah.
And how valuable was that for you with somebody like Jonathan Hogg putting his arm around you, or having those conversations?
Yeah, big part, because since I've been here from the start, Hoggy's been one of the leaders of the team, you know. Majority of my time here, I've been playing alongside him, so just learning from him, someone who's played at the top level, has had a great career. So it's been really helpful learning from him on and off the pitch, the standards he sets on and off the pitch, and just how he carries himself as well. So it's something I've definitely seen and learnt from, and can, like I said, help the younger ones below me as well.
And because you play a similar position in some ways, are we branding you the next Jonathan Hogg? Is that what your career holds?
Definitely not. I'm my own player, my own person, you know. I feel like we have different game styles, sort of thing, and I've learnt so much from him, like I said. And majority of my time here, I've been playing alongside him, you know. So yeah, like, he's a great player, he's had a great career, and yeah, everyone in the team learns from him and the other senior players as well, and they do set really good examples.
Next up then, at home against Charlton, back in the league. And you're on a decent little run of league form as well. How important is it that after the international break that you can kind of get back into the swing of things quickly and continue that run that you're developing?
Yeah, that's the aim, Charlton, they're a good side. They're going to come with their own challenges and whatnot. But yeah, like I said, we've been in a good run of form before this international break, and the aim is to continue that and take the 3 points at home.
Yeah, how's the international break been? Have you had a bit of an opportunity to refresh mentally, physically? How have you found it?
Yeah, it's been good. We've obviously had that game against Man United under 21s, which we wanted to win. We wanted to perform. It's another game. We take every game where we want to win. So we took that game seriously. We've had a good week's training this week as well, and obviously some time to rest last week. So we've had everything we've needed with games and time to refresh as well. So it's been a good last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think Michael Duff, after that Manchester United EFL Trophy game, was saying that a lot of pleasing things in the second half, but you wasn't particularly impressed with the first half, and that you were due to have a meeting after that. I think maybe a bit of a reset, bit of appraisal of how things were going. Is that what happened? And can you give us a flavour of the tone of that conversation and what was said?
Well, yeah, the first half, none of us were happy with how it went. It wasn't that bad, but obviously at halftime we spoke about what we needed to do, just bring up the intensity and things like that. And you can see that we did, because we ended up winning 4-1 in the end. So that did happen. And obviously, yeah, we spoke the next day and just about like the culture, around the training on and off the pitch, the standards that we need to set ourselves, and just, taking every game, giving it 100%, bringing intensity, and obviously the stuff we're doing off the pitch, and like just making everything as one, yeah, that was it really.
Yeah, which I suppose brings us back to the start of the conversation. Is that something that you feel like that's a responsibility you need to set by example, and making sure that you are all holding each other to account and keeping those standards high?
Yeah, I feel like as a team, successful teams, you see there's players getting told when something isn't right, when something's wrong, so it is something that as a group we do tell each other when something is not good enough or whatever. There's players that the standards, everyone knows what needs to be done, everyone knows the responsibilities and things. So yeah, as a group, it is something we need to tell each other, that's not good enough, blah blah blah. But yeah, I feel like we've got a good group, everyone's on the same page, everyone knows what needs to be done, and everyone knows the objective at the end of the season.
Thank you very much. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Catherine, welcome to Stephen Chicken from We Are Terriers next.
Hi, Cass. Congratulations on the new contract. When I ran your stats the other day, you came out as the least dribbled past midfielder in League One. Is that a side of the game you particularly pride yourself on, making yourself hard to beat?
Yeah, I feel like that's one of my main strengths. Like I'm a midfielder that likes to regain possession. I hold myself on the defensive duties. Winning the ball back, and also driving up the field when I get it. Things like that, and just bringing a lot of energy, and just having that tenacious side to my game is something. And obviously, like I said, there's obviously areas I need to improve as well, and adding goals and assists to my game as well is only a bonus. So
is it a relief to get the new deal done this early in the season? I suppose it takes it off your mind for a good while now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously my focus is always on the pitch anyways, and I let people behind the scenes sort out what needs to be done. So either way, my focus was, training, matches, things like that, and obviously that stuff's going to get sorted out by itself anyways, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough run coming up now. I suppose it's always a tough run, but I mean, going into Christmas period, it's always a busy time, it's getting colder, etc. Do you see this as a critical time of the season, or is it every game is that way?
I'd say it is a bit of a critical time because of the amount of games in such a short amount of time, But yeah, like I said, every game comes with its own challenges. Every game, we know we're going to try and win the game, because at the end of the season, we want to be in a strong position. But yeah, there's loads of games in such a small amount of time, which means we need to, really live right and do things behind the scenes to make sure we're in the best possible place physically, mentally, to be able to perform at the highest level we can. Thank you.
Cheers, Stephen. We'll just come to Leon Mobshaw last from the Yorkshire Post on Zoom.
Hi, David. Yeah, congratulations with your deal.
Thank you.
The manager's spoken about you becoming a bigger leader in the dressing room. Some of it brings in like a vocal element. Are you naturally loud, or are you naturally quiet? And is it something that you'll have to sort of maybe work on being more loud or anything like that?
Naturally, I'd say I'm more of a quiet player in the change room. I feel like every person, every player is different with how they approach things. You could sort of be a leader in the way you perform, or you could be a leader in the way you speak to other people. So like I'd say with me, I'd like to, be more of a leader, like in the way I perform. I like to bring the energy, bring that side of things to make sure, everyone's on it, sort of thing. But yeah, like I said, there's things I can improve on. I can be a bit louder in the change room and things like that. But yeah, something that obviously you get used to.
And the manager's also said like refining your game. Is that just hopefully being a bit more expressive and bringing more assists, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I feel like no one's perfect. I'm not the finished article, There's sides of my game, like I can add more goals, more assists, and things like that. There's always aspects of anyone's game to improve on, So yeah, that side of the game can be improved, and hopefully I can start adding that side.
Tell me about your relationship with Huddersfield. It's obviously a club that you've been through a lot. It's entered into your soul almost. You care a hell of a lot about it, and I know you're not from these parts. You're from the south, but it's a club that really is in your heart by the sound of it.
Yeah, 100%. I joined when I was 21, 22, and now I'm 25. So like the transition from coming from the lower leagues and obviously coming as a young player to now into sort of my prime years, it's been a journey, like you said, a roller coaster. I enjoy it here. I bought a house here, sort of thing. So like it is somewhere that I plan to be long term. I'm trying my best to help get this club back to where it needs to be, and fix the wrongs that have been made last year.
I was going to ask you finally. You're a proud professional, care about your performance. When you get your stats, which are the ones that sort of give you the most pride, and the ones that turn you on almost? Obviously, like every player, you get all your breakdown of your stats in games and all that.
To be fair, I'd probably look at them all. Just passes, tackles, interceptions, things like that. Just look at everything and just see, okay, watch. I'd probably say I focus more on watching the game back, because obviously the stats don't really show how the game is, sort of thing. So I watch my game back and see what I can improve on, what I did do well, and don't really focus too much on the stats, because stats, like I said, you got to watch the football with your eyes and see what you did actually do well and what you didn't do well.
And your relationship with the gaffer seems strong as well. He's a good guy to work for.
Yeah. The gaffer's made it clear from the start what he expects from all of us and our roles and responsibilities and things like that, and really emphasises the small details in things, and really emphasises on the culture and things like that off the pitch that bring success on the pitch.
Congratulations again, David. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, Leon. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll speak to you all soon.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day. Shopping. shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Everybody, we're pleased to be joined by head coach Michael Duff now. Again, we'll start with Catherine Hannah from BBC Radio Leeds.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Michael. International break then. Has everybody come back fit, first of all?
Yeah. Brodie came back. He had a bit of a dead leg. He played 90 minutes. And the other two, I think Josh got 14, 15 minutes and Callum was an unused sub for both of them. But they've all come back. They've all trained today. So that's a positive. Obviously, Josh has been out for a while, so he's coming back into the fold. Misha Helik's back in now, full training. Reece Healy's back in, full training. So we are starting to get a few bodies back.
Just with regards to the players who go away on international duty, would you rather, if they're going to go away with the country, that they played rather than maybe travelled a long distance and then didn't really get any minutes?
It's not really about me at that point. It's, we're always going to be selfish and want the best for. Ideally, they don't go away, but I've said previously, it's an honour to go and represent your country. So they'll always want to play. Brodie and Callum will have different emotions, I imagine, but ultimately Northern Ireland have taken 4 points and they've been promoted out of their pot. So it's always good. It's a good experience. It was good, stand them in good stead moving forward. Josh is obviously slightly different because the distances are so big. I think he only had 4 or 5 flights this time, so it wasn't as bad. But yeah, it's not really about what I want. Really, it's an opportunity for them to go and further their careers, and you just hope they come back fit, which is the most important bit.
How have you used the international break then? You said, I think, after the EFL trophy that you were going to have a meeting on the Monday and then combine that with a bit of time off and then back at it this week. Can you tell me a bit more about the meeting, first of all, and what you wanted to get from that?
We touched on mentality and culture quite a lot. Sorry, talking about it, you've got to action it and show you what you mean. Too inconsistent at the minute. We showed good bits and bad bits. We showed good bits and bad bits within 90 minutes against the Man United team. So we need to eradicate that, but it's day-to-day habits. So it's just evidence in what we've seen. Showing them what we think. Showing them that words are easy. You can talk about certain things, but it's doing it every day, doing the hard yards when no one's seeing. And that was the main part of the meeting. And then the training's been good. The intensity's been good. But I've never had a problem with the training. There's been different factors of taking it from the training pitch to the match pitch, but again, that's a psychological thing. So they've been the main part of the meetings, but we've put some good work into them back in last week and all of this week.
Has that been your biggest frustration so far, that they're capable of it, and everybody, I'm sure, nods and agrees on the mentality conversations, and yet then you'll maybe see the first 45 like you talked about in the EFL Trophy match and thinking, well, where has that performance come from? It must be quite frustrating as a head coach.
I said it on my first interview. Saturday at 3 o'clock is a window into your working week, and sometimes, and I'm not questioning the actual training part, I'm on about other stuff, and sometimes it's too inconsistent from too many people, and then you throw a Tamworth performance in or a 45 minutes like that. So that's different. Sometimes with the pressure we've not coped with that very well, but that's the tough bit, trying to turn that mentality around. We've got a little saying that all right is the enemy. Don't want to be all right. All right doesn't get you anywhere. And it's doing the hard yards when no one's looking. It's not cutting corners, not thinking, no one will catch me out here, so I won't do that set of whatever. I just duck out, and it's holding each other accountable. So that's it's learned behaviour. So I don't know whether it's from previous, where there's been that much change, where the players just think, well, it doesn't really matter, just survive. I don't know, but you need a team mentality. Everything, the team comes first, because we have shown that in moments we can be a good team, but we've also shown that we can be a poor team. And I think the fact that we've had 20 games, 1-10, 50% win ratio is good, but we've lost too many games, and that's we need to. If you turn 4 of those losses into draws, then obviously 10-6-4 obviously looks a lot better. and it's fine margins, but they're the fine margins during the week.
We've just been talking to David Kasumu about his new contract, amongst other things, and I think one of the quotes from you in light of that new deal was that you're looking for him now to take on additional responsibility. And does that feed into that holding each other accountable, that kind of thing? Is that what you're looking to see from David particularly?
Yeah, he's a quiet lad. He's unassuming, he goes about his business, but he's getting to an age now where if you want to be a leader, and I don't mean people assume that leaders are Hoggy or Roy Keane or a Terry Butcher. There's different types of leaders. You look at Harry Kane, he's not a ranter and raver. He's a good captain because he does it right all the time. So it can be that, as a little bit of that. So Cass is here to sit and wait, but he's taking his place, taking his chance. Been good. You know what you're going to get for him. He's added a couple of goals in as well, and we think there's more growth in him. So, but you want that from all of them. You want them all to grow. You want them to grow into more confident on the pitch, more confident people. You know, a lot they're like your kids. You know, you want them to literally grow in every meaning of the word in terms of the way they are with people. Put them in a room of different people. They're not quiet and they can come out and be confident. All those things you want that to happen. But ultimately, take responsibility on the pitch. And I think he's been good. I think he's earned his deal.
And is that something that you can learn if it doesn't particularly come naturally to you? You know, he was saying he's 25 now. He's had that guidance from more senior players now. He's moving into that more senior level. But if he's not particularly vocal, can you learn to pick those moments to guide a younger player?
Yeah.
Put an arm around someone.
You get different personalities. You get introverts. You get extroverts. You know, it's where they get their energy from. Some people get their energy from sitting in a corner on their own. Some people need interaction and things like that. But it can be just putting your arm around someone when you're walking onto the training pitch. And it can be as little as, by the way, I thought you were unbelievable yesterday. That's a positive. So you can touch people in different ways. You know, it doesn't have to always be caning someone and telling them how rubbish they are. There's different ways to do it, and he'll be closer to some people than others. He'll know the other quiet ones, and it's given them the confidence that it's okay. You don't just sit there and look after yourselves. Tell someone well done, or tell someone, look, when I was your age, the reason why I got in the MK team so young is because I did this, and just feeding those little bits of information. But general, if it can be a positive. And again, it's easy talking about it. It's getting people to actually action it.
Charlton up next then, who, for all having a bit of a mixed bag of a season, the perception is still there that they are a big club, a big, well-supported club. How much of a challenge are they likely to pose on Saturday?
Oh, they're a big club. They're a big club. Again, they've had a lot of change. If you look in the last 3 or 4 years, loads and loads of managers. And you just go to the stadium, look at the stadium. I know the budget. You look at the amount of supporters they've got, and they've got an ex-Premier League manager in charge. They're a big club. He wouldn't go there if they weren't a big club. But I'd imagine Nathan's dealing with a lot of similar problems of inconsistency. They've got some good players. But as anyone knows, Nathan Jones, you're gonna have to fight. You're going to have to scrap, and they've got some good footballers with it as well. So it's going to be, as it always is, a tough game. But they've been at this level for quite a long time now, which goes to show it's not just as easy as just throwing money at it or just changing the manager. You need to build something, and I imagine Nathan's hoping he gets that opportunity to do that.
Where does the main threat come from Charlton's style of play?
Well, they've got different types. They've got pace in the team. They've got real physicality, and people like Leeburn. They've got experienced goal scorer and Godden. Got some really good footballers as well, and people like Terry Taylor and Connor Coventry. So they can hurt you in different ways. Set plays, they're good. So we're going to need to be at it. But we've proved that when we are at it, particularly at home, we can be more than a match for anyone.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much, Catherine. We'll come to Stephen Chicken from We Are Terriers next.
All right, cool. I'll do my usual. Is there any updates on when any of the players that are out might be expected back? Are there any due in the coming weeks at all?
In the coming weeks, yeah. So Lash Sorensen is on the grass now. He's not with us. Hodgie's on the grass. Those two are getting closer and closer. The fact they're doing full sessions with the physios now. Redinho Bolker's trained with us today, not non-contact. But the fact that he's actually joining in passing drills and little unopposed sessions again, so that's a positive that he's on the grass. Lee Nichols did his first session on the grass today. Again, still a good few weeks off, but the fact that he's allowed to put his boots on, because he's been literally gym-based, just in case he slipped and obviously put your arm out, that's not great for an elbow. So those are all real positives, that they're all good players on the way back. And with the amount of games we've got coming up, we need them back as soon as possible, because there's a good chance we will pick up more in the weeks coming.
You've not had Rodinho for a competitive game, obviously, but were you pleased with what you saw from him in pre-season?
I think I was more pleased from what I've seen from last year, if I'm being honest, where it's difficult to get a gauge with respect. He did it against Harrogate. I think we'd only played Guiseley and Emily before that, so without being disrespectful, it's seeing what he could do in the Championship. He's got pace, he can handle a football. I think I can make him a better defender, but he's got physical attributes and technical attributes that are difficult to give people. So, yeah, we think he's been a big miss.
Thanks for that. Anthony and Hoggy, like as it was.
Sorry, Hoggy's back involved. Hoggy's available, so that's another one. Anthony Evans has got this toe, it just won't seem to settle down. It's a really sore spot, it's in the base of his big toe, and basically it won't let him get any further than a walk. So he's had a steroid put in it now. That was a couple of weeks ago, and it's one of those really, really frustrating ones, because you think, it's just a big toe, but it's until you do it, it's really you don't realise how often you use your big toe until you do some damage to it. So now he's really, really frustrated at the minute, because he's desperate to get back involved, but and he's probably one of the only ones left back in the gym now, because everyone else is getting back on the grass.
Did you, carrying on from where Catherine was earlier about the session you had with the players last week, do you feel they responded to that positively? I mean, I guess it's hard to tell until you see them in some games.
He's been backed up twice. We had 2 meetings since, so it's. I don't want to just scratch the surface and then everyone tries for 24 hours and then you go back to what you've always done. It's like when you buy a car. Everyone buys a brand new car and has got, I'm going to wash it every week. And then 3 months later, it's a tip. Well, mine is anyway. It's when you go to school, you buy a new pencil case and a ruler and all things like that. And I'm going to get organised and do my homework every week. By the end of the first term, you're late every week. You don't know where your ruler is and your pencils are all over the place. So it's just, don't scratch the surface and never revisit it. Because otherwise it doesn't become a culture, it doesn't become a behaviour, it doesn't become what we want. So it's having it, and then it's showing it, and it's making it fun as well. Yeah, you can work hard and have fun. You can make things competitive. One thing training has been this week has been competitive, which has been really good to see. Without people topping each other in training, you want to see people having a bit of contact, getting in people's faces, people getting annoyed when they're losing, putting forfeits on losing, so they want to win. Again, so it's just trying to ingrain a behaviour. But ultimately, the results we'll see will be on Saturday, because the world that I live in, people go, well, they were pointless meetings if you lose on Saturday. I don't think they are. I think they're important meetings, and you've got to keep banging the drum and keep banging the drum, because I've seen it work, I've lived it, and if you can get to that point where it's the common goal is the benefit of the team, that's when you're onto something.
You talked before about it being a bit of a quieter group. Is it trying to bring a bit of personality out of them? Do you feel that would be?
It's just trying to trust in what we're doing, trying to trust in that it's okay to make a mistake, it's okay to hold someone accountable. Sorry, it's not acceptable that. I'm trying to think of an example, but I don't know. You get 15 lads and they do a 20-minute bike session. 2 lads get off after 10 minutes. Well, that's not acceptable. So don't allow them to do it. But you've got the ownership to go, well, and then it would annoy me. Well, hold on a second, I'm doing a 20-minute bike session. Why aren't you? Why are you doing any different to me? And again, take your egos out of it. Just do it. Because everything we do for a reason, whether it's a medical thing or a sports science thing or a training session. And then hopefully they see that. And they get more comfortable in each other's skin. They get more comfortable having a difficult conversation with each other, or more comfortable just saying well done, rather than just coming in and going home, and not having any sort of positive or negative influence where you just get 20 people coming to work. That's not what we want. We want a team. We don't want a group of individuals coming to work.
You've been involved in the EFL Week of Action this week as well, with the foundation, the Walking Football. Tell us a bit about that and the work they're doing.
I got pulled up for being too quick. That's the first time that's ever happened in my career. It was good. I enjoyed it. I didn't realise there were so many rules. I think they were quite liberal with the rules as well. There was definitely some running going on. But no, it's great to see. It's great to. This is what the things like the football club can do in a community. You know, some of the guys in there, some of the older fellas said some of them deal with loneliness. Some of them have had some illnesses and things like that. And we've just lived through a pandemic. So the importance of socialising, the importance of spending time with people and having it, you know, their common goal is, right, they've got something to look forward to. Let's go and have and whether it's competitive, whether it's not competitive, it's good fun. And then they can sit and have a chat, have a cup of tea and a couple of biscuits. And I thought it was really, really good. And if they can grow it, I think it's a fantastic thing, to be honest.
Cheers. We'll just come to Leon Mobshaw from the Yorkshire Post last time.
Hiya, Michael. Hope you're well. I was just wondering, in the managerial world, is this when sort of the tables start to really sort of mean something? You start to look at them towards the sort of turn of the year.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've got 8 games now up until Christmas. We've only played 14 in the league.
Yeah.
So you've got over 50% of what we've already done. That's taken 4 months in the next 6 weeks. So yeah, that's why it's important we get people back. And like I said, we're just trying to add a little bit more consistency. I don't think we're far away from where we need to be. I think we've shown good bits and bad bits. But it's like you say, it's doing it all the time. We all know what the end goal is, but to keep talking about it ain't gonna make it happen. You know, everyone can talk, but what you're doing in the week, are you doing enough? Are you cutting corners? Are you not cutting corners? And so that's why just trying to embed that into them, because that mentality in the next 6 weeks is going to be really, really important, because mentality will get you through the next 6 weeks, because it's game. So you haven't got time to coach and debrief and analyse. We'll do as much of it as we can, but ultimately you've got to be mentally really, really strong, where you just crack on. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about the noise. Don't worry about negativity. Positive. Just be positive and keep moving forward. And don't make excuses. So if we get beat, it can't. Hopefully, it's because we've been beaten by a better team, or we've been beaten by a poor referee decision. Not us shooting ourselves in the foot or not doing what we can do.
Yeah, and making your home ground a tough proposition. You're showing signs of doing a bit of that. You've got 5 out of 8 at home. If you can keep that solid by the end of the year, it'll be looking decent. You'll probably only had a couple of bad days against Blackpool and Northampton. Yeah,
they're the 2 standout ones. Back to back, and it sort of put us on the back foot a little bit, really, because everyone assumed that would be 6 points, and it clearly wasn't.
Yeah.
So we want to make this place as uncomfortable. We don't want people enjoying coming here. And I think we've shown signs of being a tough team to beat, particularly here. And again, it's relationship building, us building trust with supporters and things, that they don't turn up and they don't see a Tamworth. You're going to have them every now and again, but we've had too many in games as much as anything, where we've had a 45 minutes or it's been a 60 and then a really dodgy 30 minutes. Where's that come from? So we need to try and eradicate that, and then hopefully the supporters will see that and they'll come with us as well. But they have been good, the supporters. They really have. We're fully aware of where we are in the relationship, and it's on us to get them off their seats at the minute, not the other way around. And then as it grows and grows, hopefully later in the season, when we need them, they'll come with us.
Yeah. Have you seen a couple of maybe others come into the front? I know you've had like Oggie's been out for a bit, and Ellick had been out, and you got Nichols as well. Have you seen some sort of leaders coming from the pack a little bit, who've been putting their hand up a little bit, being a bit more vocal? And
not so much. Like I said, I don't think you're going to change people's actual personalities. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to turn someone who's quiet as a mouse into the loudest bloke in the room. It's just trying to give them responsibility that, like you said, it could be just a little tap to their mate going, hey, I thought you were good yesterday. It can be as little as that. The more senior ones, Hoggy, they've got a responsibility whether in the team or not. And it's, so I think people have put their hands up with their performances. I think Jacob Chapman's been really, really good. You know, he's a young lad, literally getting thrown in at the deep end. And I think he's been good. And there's, you know, Cass has come in, and Cass is one of them. People don't really notice him, but because he does a lot of the dirty work. I think Herbie Kane's starting to look like the player that we thought we'd signed, particularly in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I think he's stepped up whilst he's been good all season. You can go through the whole team, but I think we're one defeat in 8 now, and that was against Tamworth, obviously, which again, without repeating it, we know we'll be talking about it and apologised for a long, long time. But 1 defeat in 8 is the sign of things of hopefully starting to turn in a positive way.
Yeah, I was going to ask you finally. I mean, managers are never entirely happy, but given the disruption that you've had all sorts going on in the first half of the season. Are you reasonably satisfied in terms of where you're at, given what you've had to contend with?
Probably satisfied is about it. Yeah, I think there's loads more to come from this group. Loads more to come. You know, I think we've had a lot of injuries to centre forwards. I think that's probably the one area where we're thinking, come on, we need someone to put their hand up now. You know, there's been a lot of chop and change at that end of the pitch, and we've tried every combination going, so no one can say they've not had a chance. So that's the one area now where we've been doing a lot of work with them, and you're just waiting for someone to say the shirt is mine. Josh Karoma was the one right at the start of the season, but again he's missed a big period of time. We missed Bojan for a long period of time. Wardy's been in and out in terms of fitness wise. Bojan missed a big part of it as well. So to be fair to Callum Marshall, you know, a young kid who's come in on loan and he's given absolutely everything. You know, and it's difficult. It's difficult to have that responsibility at such a young age at a big football club with all the expectation that goes with it. So he'll be better for that, but hopefully they're getting better. They're getting fitter now, and there's more competition for places. Yeah.
Thanks for your time as ever, Michael, and good luck.
Cheers, Liam.
Perfect. Cheers, Liam. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll speak to you very soon.
Cheers. Thank you.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.